โทษทีโอเคข้อสุดท้ายแล้วใช่ไหมครับ
ใช่ค่ะ ใช่ค่ะ
โอเคต่อเลย
Yeah, I think it's a kind of informality between teacher and student. And another kind is about the rule in my Mainly school is more strict than other classroom. Yeah. And what about you? How are the customs in the classroom different from the customs that you have experienced in another place?
I think when we had to send our homework or when we want to ask teacher something in school, we have to sit down to not to stand over the teacher head, you know that. And when I come to the university, teachers say that no, you don't have to sit, you can stand because I don't know, I think it's equality. And teacher in university I think wanna tell us that we are at the same page. I don't know. And the another thing is like we can eat snack in our class when we in the university, but in school we can't do that. Yeah, thank you.
เป็นไงบ้างครับจบยัง
จบแล้วค่ะ
จบแล้วใช่ไหมก็ในเรื่องของคอนเทนต์ก็ไม่ได้ติอะไรมากก็เป็นคนที่พูดได้เยอะแล้วก็เก่งนะครับก็ในเรื่องของ language ability ก็ fluency ก็ได้อยู่ในระดับacceptable rate นะครับก็ไม่เป็นไรเดี๋ยวครั้งหน้าหรือครั้งต่อไปก็อาจจะมีการแบบ turn taking ให้มันดูแบบสนุกสนานนะฮะก็ประมาณนั้นครับ thank you so much next pair ใครเอ่ยนะขอดูเราชื่ออะไรนะสองคน
Saran and Inkharat
โอเค Saran and Inkharat 1 2 3 go
What did you find the most surprising thing about the school system?
For me, I think it is how some teacher treat to student, because I have seen that teacher didn't give equality to some student, and sometimes a little problem like hair or sweater or makeup, they're gonna act like it a big deal for them. I think it's just normally. And how about you? What did you find the most surprising thing about the school system?
For me, it's about elevator. Elevator that only teacher can use it, even though that elevator it was bought by parents. So and the building is about 8th floor, and I don't know why I can use it. Yeah, that's it.
And what are the major characteristics you think a teacher should have?
I think teacher should have calm. Is when I ask teacher to explain the lesson that I don't understand, and sometimes teacher will say that I didn't pay attention as much. I think I pay attention as much as I can, but I don't understand. Yeah, and about you, what are the major characteristics you think a teacher should have?
I think teachers should have acceptance and listening when students say something to them in the possible way, because sometimes I say to them that they didn't take action well to some students, so teacher will gonna sometimes yell to me or say a bad word. I think it is not good. Okay.
Are the clothes you wear to school important?
For me, I don't think school uniform is important. I think it didn't make anything better. And if I can choose my clothes, it I think it feel confident more in my clothes. I think it helped me to focus on other things more, so I can improve myself. And how about you? Are the clothes you wear to school important?
Yeah, I agree with you that in relation to the class.
How are the customs in the classrooms different from the customs that you have experiences in other places?
It's about art permission in high school. In university, it didn't need to do that, but in high school, you need to do ask permission when you want to go to toilet. And sometimes I think when we say, "Yeah, teacher, may I go to the toilet?" It interrupt the class. Yeah, something like. And about you, how the custom in the classroom different from the custom that you have experienced in other place?
In my experience in when I watched a movie or series in that foreign school, they have a time for students to find themselves in a club, just like sport club, history club, or anything. But my school doesn't have those things. So I think it's different. จบแล้วครับ
โอเคเป็นไงบ้างสนุกไหมฮะ ก็พูดไปก่อนภาพรวมก็ดูดีเราสองคนพูดภาษาอังกฤษได้อยู่แล้วเนาะโอเคก็ในส่วนของ language ability ไม่มีอะไรมากครับก็คือ fluency ก็ acceptable rate นะฮะแต่ว่าจริงๆแล้วเนี่ยพอเราสมมุติต้องไปสอบ test speaking เนี่ยอาจจะต้องพูดมากพูด detail กับ content ให้เยอะขึ้นแล้วก็ลอง switch คำศัพท์ให้มันดูadvanced ขึ้นภาพรวมไม่มีปัญหาครับ for communication is fine is okay that for the speaking test maybe you need to improve for more okay good okay thank you so much คู่ถัดไปเลยครับ มีกี่คู่เนี่ย3ป่ะเหลืออีก3คู่นะครับ
Oh, okay, me.
ดวงพรกับสาริน okay good 1 2 3 go
What did you find the most surprising thing about the school system?
The surprising thing is in my school have 4 elevators. The students allowed to use only 2 elevators and 2 for teacher. Even though the number of students is more than teacher, but we allowed to use only 2. Sometimes teacher in hurry, they will use student elevator and I'm in hurry. Can I use first? I'm so confused about that. Right? We pay tuition fees while we can use all of elevators and all facilities. What about you?
For me, the most surprising things about the school system that I have found is students are not allowed to use multi-color rubber bands. You must only use black rubber bands. And I don't understand why. What's the problem? It's just rubber bands, yes.
What are the major characteristics you think a teacher should have?
I think teachers should have kindness, energy, good attention, and empathy. In my opinion, these things make students want to study with them. What about you?
I think teachers should answer correctly when student asks and always support student what they want to do or they want to be. Yeah.
Okay. Are the codes you write to school important?
I think it's not important to wear the school uniform, but in my school is a little strict. Yeah, but I think just politely is enough. I think study doesn't depend on the uniform. What about you?
Personally, it's not important so much. I just go to school for studying, and the clothes are not affecting my study. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. How are the customs in the classroom different from the customs that you have experienced in other places?
The custom in the classrooms that I have had is teacher random student numbers to answer questions, right? But in other place, they will ask for a volunteer. Yes, something like that. What about you?
I think it's about sharing my idea or my opinion when I'm in school. My teacher like, it's not good, this is not correct, and they don't tell me why. They shaping or framing my idea or my opinion. But in university or other places, I can share my opinion and my idea more, and they will feedback about my idea. I think it's better than in my school. Yeah, thank you.
thank you จบแล้วเหรอครับโอเค เป็นไงบ้างสนุกไหมครับก็คอมเมนต์ก็คงเดี๋ยวนะคือ fluency ก็ได้แล้วนะครับcontent จริงๆมันก็ depend นะครับแล้วแต่ประสบการณ์ของเราแต่ทีนี้ recommend ไปนิดนึงกรณีที่เราจะพูดcontent อะไรให้มันดูแบบดู flow ดูอะไรอย่างเงี้ยก็คืออาจจะใช้พวกแบบ which is หรือว่า that is อะไรอย่างเงี้ยนะครับขยายเข้าไปมันก็จะทำให้แบบการพูดของเรามีการใช้กราฟม่าที่มันดีขึ้นแต่ภาพรวมเรา fluent อยู่แล้วนะครับก็ thank you so much ครับผม next one ไม่ใช่ next one next pair เหลืออีกกี่คู่ครับเนี่ยนัทสุดากับสิทธิชัยครับ2คู่สุดท้ายแล้ว Are you there?
Yes.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
What did you find the most surprising thing about the school system?
The separation, the major in high school, like science math program is genius than language art program. But we choose, I think we choose what we interests and suit with our skill, while many teachers think like that. What about you? What did you find the most surprising thing about the school system?
For me, in some classes, you cannot drink water while studying because some teachers think that's not polite. But for me, I think that you teach the whole hour, why don't you drink water? You drowning doesn't mean I don't have to. What the major characteristics do you think a teacher should have?
I think teachers should be professional and expert in that major you teach. What about you? What are the major characteristics you think a teacher should have?
For me, the teacher should have calmly, beyond times, reasonable, responsibility, and have a good energy. Are the clothes that you wear to school important?
I think it have two ways. We go into school to learn, to get an experience. So the courses is not the important thing, but sometimes it's so important. It can identify that we are student. We can get some exemption in some situation. Are the courses you wear to school important?
For me, I think not. I think uniform school is not important for me because I use my brain, not my closet, to learn. And I think uniform school may cost more. How are the customs in the classrooms different from the customs that you have experienced in other places?
Yeah, I think it's quite different. because something we only know in the class, but something we got it from another, like when we go to the camp, we can got a new experience, new custom that we can know in the class. In the class, we only learn and learn and learn. How about you? How are the custom in the classroom different from the custom that you have experienced in other places?
For me, they have the toilets for teacher and a toilet for students. That we cannot use teacher toilets.
Finish?
Yes.
Okay, done, right?
Yes,
เป็นไง
thank
บ้าง
you,
ครับ
teacher.
ก็ไม่มีปัญหานะครับ fluency fluency ก็น่าจะได้ language ability แต่ว่าอาจจะต้องมีการพูดในลักษณะของ formal เพิ่มขึ้นนะครับ พยายามแบบinteract ในลักษณะที่เป็น formal มากขึ้นเท่านั้นเองครับ Okay, the last pair for today ครับผม ใครเอ่ย
ผมครับ
มาครับ นัทสิทธิ์หรือเปล่ากับอะไรนะกชามาศ
อาจารย์
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
What did you find the most surprising thing about the school system?
I think we study for 8 hours, and when we can go home at 4:30 p.m. So when we go home, we don't have time to do anything. We have to do homework and don't have time to แบบว่าเวลาเป็นของตัวเองอะไรแบบนี้ So what about you?
I think the most surprising in my high school is have football field, but it's never free. There are many people paying school at here. Okay.
What are the major characteristics you think the teacher should have?
I think characteristic that should to have in teacher is take care of student and understand student. What is weakness of my student? So what about you?
I think teacher should have more pay attention to student, like no student is student ว่าเป็นคนยังไงชอบอะไรอะไรอย่างนี้
Are the clothes you wear to school important?
No, that is not important. We go to school for learn and get an experience. So a clothes is something that you wear. You can wear anything that you can go outside. Well, what about?
In my opinion, uniform of school is not important much, because if you wear normal uniform, you can be yourself. You can wear red t-shirt or black t-shirt if you want. Therefore, a normal uniform have comfortable and be yourself more than uniform of school. So, how
are the customs in the classroom different from the custom that you have experienced in other place?
I think the classroom in my high school much too strict. So you should to come to school before 7 a.m. and you have to 6 or 7 subjects every day. So in present, you can focus in the one subject and you'll have more time to sleep. So what about you?
In my school, all of students must take off shoe after come to room to building, and I think it doesn't make sense because the teacher doesn't take off their shoes. Why student ต้อง take off shoe ด้วย before can building yeah
good
finish
Okay finish หรือยังจบยัง โอเคนะครับก็ไม่มีอะไรมากครับก็จะเป็นในเรื่องของfluency นิดหน่อยเท่านั้นเองก็อาจจะ improve ให้มีความ fluent มากเร็วขึ้นแล้วก็ fluent มากขึ้นเท่านั้นเองนะครับโอเค good เป็นไงบ้างคอมเมนต์ติเพื่อก่อนนะครับอย่าไปรู้สึกแบบทำไมอาจารย์ว่าเราอย่างนั้นอย่างนี้ไม่เกี่ยวนะครับประมาณนี้มีคำถามมีกับ midterm ไหมครับมีไหมไม่งั้นเราจะต้องปิดคลาสแล้วนะครับฮัลโหลอาจารย์ว่าไงเอ่ย
ก็คือตัวคลิปวิดีโออะครับตัดต่อมาแล้วได้ประมาณ7 นาทีกว่านี้ได้ไหมครับ
7 นาทีกว่าก็น่าจะได้แหละแต่คอนเทนต์ก็คือตามคอนเซ็ปต์ใช่ไหมฮะหมายถึงว่าตัวคอนเทนต์ก็คือไปตามคอนเซปต์ใช่ไหมเพราะว่าไอ้ก็จะดูตัวคอนเซปต์หลักๆอาจารย์ก็จะเช็คคอนเซปต์หมายถึงว่าตัวสตอรี่ไลน์กับการอินเทอร์แอคชั่นที่เป็นภาษาอังกฤษก็คือเต็มที่อยู่ใช่ไหมทุกคนหมายถึงว่าเล่นด้วยกันอยู่ใช่ป่ะครับ
ใช่ครับ
โอเคไม่น่ามีปัญหาครับใช่โอเคตามนั้น มีอีกไหม
อาจารย์ครับแล้วไอ้ตัวช่องส่งงานนะครับก็คืออาจารย์สร้างเป็นเหมือนตัวช่องส่งงานตัวเดียวให้ส่งทั้งสคริปต์แล้วก็วิดีโอเลยใช่ไหมครับ
ใช่แต่มีคนส่งสคริปต์มาแล้วนี่ใช่ไหม3 กลุ่มไม่แน่ใจยังไม่ได้ไปดูใน Google Classroom ล่าสุดเลยครับก็คือส่งมาได้เลยก็คือจริงๆแล้วมันมีตัวแนบไฟล์ใช่ไหมตัว Google Classroom สามารถแนบวิดีโอเข้ามาได้ถูกไหมโอเคก็ attach เข้ามาแล้วไอจะไปเช็คทีเดียวเลยนะครับมันนั้น
ขอบคุณครับ
ครับผมมีคำถามไหมเอ่ยหรือว่าไม่มีแล้วไม่มีก็ต้องปิดคลาสนะครับเพราะหิวข้าว โอเคนะถ้าไม่มีก็let's say week หน้าเนี่ยมันคือ midterm เดี๋ยวนะแป๊บหนึ่งก็ยังต้องเปิดคลาสอยู่ใช่ไหมหรือว่ายังไงหรือว่าแบบมันจะเป็นยังไงก็คือเดี๋ยวประมาณวีคหน้าเดี๋ยวก็มันจะมาคอมเมนต์แล้วกันนะครับวีคหน้าก็คือวันที่1เนี่ยไอจะมาคอมเมนต์แต่ละวิดีโอแล้วกันเพราะฉะนั้นเราต้องส่งภายในสิ้นเดือนอยู่แล้วถูกไหมโอเคงั้นก็รันคลาสปกติเพียงแต่ว่าวีคหน้าก็จะมาคอมเมนต์ว่าวิดีโอเป็นยังไงบ้าง Okay everyone do you understand Yes so shall we finish a class just only this and I hope that all of you enjoy for my class thank you so much for today and see you next week bye bye
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you next time.
Bye-bye. Thank you. See you next week.